Well, hello! This is the second part to a much longer reaction. If you haven't seen them yet, links to them are in the description as well in the top corner of the video. Now, with that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we?
Right?
You think they get back together? That's crazy.
I can imagine a potential story where that happens after Asgore learns from someone else, and then he goes back to Toriel. And look, I don't think Toriel is totally innocent either. I think Toriel is quite stubborn.
She's very vindictive.
Very vindictive, and so...
Grant, I mean, like, it's the whole... I guess the whole idea of her, you know, being the goat mom and stuff like that kind of, like, smooths over a lot of her roughness. But, like, Toriel is far from perfect. Like, neither of these people are perfect. But, like, people like to ignore Toriel's imperfections. Like, the fact that, like, she is seemingly very clingy and stuff like that. And I can't remember what... I remember, like, seeing a long time ago somebody suggesting or hinting at, like, potentially Toriel being maybe homophobic in some way. I don't know if there was ever any actual, like, truth or evidence behind that, but I remember somebody talking about that potentially, given that she potentially seemed to be the one that was a lot more religious in the family or something like that. Or at least, you know, there was some evidence pointing towards that. Again, I can't quite remember off the top of my head.
Getting back into a relationship with Asgore, like maybe she has a fling with someone, maybe she has a fling with Sans or something, and then basically they're just using other people as their toys to learn from, and then they get back together and it's beautiful.
I don't know. I think I'm more a fan of a divorce that just stays divorced, and saying that out loud feels very strange.
I understand, you know, divorces happen, but like I'm very much, you know, a fan. I mean, again, call me hopeless or romantic. I want, you know, a relationship, you know, it was hurt by something, but then it is fixed, hopefully.
Well, here's where I'm at. I think that a story where two people learn they are not compatible for each other is more interesting than a story where... Well, I don't know. The way you proposed it is pretty interesting, actually. But I just have no desire to see this happen in the game.
Look, I have no desire to see it happen in the game. I think it would be boring. But...
Maybe it's a C tier, then?
Honestly, yeah. It's not D tier. Like, it is something new, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's...
Something old, something new, something borrowed, something...
Teach a dog new tricks, make him
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Dude, I say that all the time. Above Gaster or below Gaster.
Let's put it above Gaster. Your magic funny words changed my heart. 3, 2, 1, shovel. I'll put like a PNG of a shovel on screen.
No, you won't. You're not even that good at
editing.
Yeah,
I will.
I dare you to add a shovel, dude.
I will. I've been put 5 of them, dude.
What? Dude, I'm freaking the fuck out.
And they're all different PNGs.
And now I have like a hat again, and it says I'm cool on it. Wow.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. My hot take is that I think they are way more compelling exes than Spamton and Jevil ever were.
Here's my hotter take. I don't even think they're compelling exes. I don't think they're compelling full stop.
You don't think there's a cool story to be told? The fact that Sham had to lock Jevil up when he lost his mind?
I mean, I don't see that as being them in a relationship. I see that as being, oh, hey, I'm doing this for the greater good because this guy is literally nuts. Some of the fics out there. Like, honestly, anybody who would believe this, who hurt you? I mean, seriously.
It's like a fucking tragic love story.
There's a cool story to be told, but I cannot imagine it being with these characters. Like Sham is what is Sham? Is nothing.
Do you think that Sham won't eventually be important?
What I deeply want is for anything from Chapter 1 to be important. Here's my hot take.
So true.
Here's my hot take. I think Chapter 1's kind of like a little boring. I think it's kind of a boring... Like, it's good, but it's boring. Like, and I don't know.
When it first came out, it had like the novelty of being a new Toby Fox release.
Oh, dude!
But Chapter 2 is just it is way better in every
better, way fucking better.
Real talk though, I wish Lancer was still important.
He exists, yeah. He is in your pocket.
Yeah, I fucking love Lancer's the best thing about Chapter 1 for me.
He is good, and look, there's a lot more Deltarune to go. Maybe there'll be more of Lancer. Maybe there'll be more of Sham.
You know, maybe the fact that we can't keep the conversation on this ship is a mark against it.
Interesting. I don't think it's D tier, though.
No, yeah, it's definitely D tier.
C works.
Yeah, I also think bottom C. Sorry, buddies. I know, like, I'm sure there's good art.
Good art? More like good fart.
Wow.
3, 2, 1.
Wait, what the fuck is this? Oh, Spamville.
Spamville.
Spamville? Okay. Oh, it's like, oh my god, like an anvil. A shovel and an anvil? What the fuck? Anyway.
Wait,
should I
what?
say
All right,
it
I'm gonna
in
put
unison?
an anvil on the screen for this one now.
Cool, that's awesome. Let's say it again.
3, 2, 1. Spamville.
Spamville.
Do you see that on the screen that time?
And then it goes crazy, and then there's like real life footage of
You need to
your,
stop fucking doing
there's
this right
your,
now.
your home address. What? You're doxing yourself?
Here's a fun fact on how to locate Snarlinger. Just go to Australia. It's a little island. You can find him.
I'm very small, and the country is very large, so good fucking luck, dude. Good
No,
fucking
it's
luck.
like a little baby island.
Yeah, I would double
If you
J
just
that
like
you're
walk
gonna find
around and ask, someone will know him.
it. Yeah, they'll be like, that raccoon, that little fucker. And
The
so-
talking raccoon.
The talking raccoon. Whenever
Australia's famous talking raccoon, the eighth wonder of the world,
It's so-
Snarlinger.
it's so fucking exhausting making friends in this country because they say one word and they're like, oh, talking raccoon. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Okay, so this one. Okay, so I'm trying to think. So this is Spamton and Jevil. Again, so two characters that have never actually interacted in the game. Though I think, well, I mean, Spamton has said a few things about him, I think, but that's only been through like external things like the Spamton sweepstakes and other things. I mean, besides the fact they were both crazy due to Gaster, I mean, I really don't have anything to say about them. It just, again, it's another nothing ship. Just nothing.
You say one word and they're like, ah! Anyway, we're still doing a tier list, aren't we?
Yeah, these guys. What I like about them is that they're both small and sad in this picture.
So the ship to you is interesting when they're both small and sad. They're like post-defeat, Jevil and Spamton.
Yeah, they're really depressed. And like they kind of, it's like a toxic, like codependent relationship between them, and they kind of like feed into each other's like own like insecurities and like
I can see that.
traumas.
Do you much like much of the fandom? Do you picture them as exes?
Is that what they are canonically? Really?
No, absolutely not.
No,
A
not
lot
in the
of people
slightest.
think they are.
I feel like there was a line. It was Spamton and Mike. I thought there was something in the sweepstakes about it.
It was something about like Spamton saying Jevil cheated at something.
Oh,
And people think that he cheated in the
Cheating?
relationship.
Wait,
Yeah.
And there was a line about they had ketchup kids together, which I think was a reference to some old meme or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, look, I think they're deeply boring, and I think them being exes is like, why? Like, why?
You think they're deeply boring? That's crazy.
Not individually, but together, I feel like...
Okay. I agree. I think that this is...
Well, I mean, thinking about it, the closest I could think of them being in a relationship is again, potentially being, like, friends or something like that. But not having been friends, but then becoming friends over the course of the game. And I say that purely just because of... Oh, God, what was it? Like, it was Deltarune. It was a stream I did. It was, like, yeah, Deltarune Hypothesis. In one of the hypothetical scenarios you're going through there, like, you're going through the castle and you see, one room that says, like, rehab on it, and it's Spamton and Jevil in there. I'm guessing because they're both in rehab from whatever Gaster did to them or something like that. And I like them, becoming friends through something like that, but, like, having been in a relationship already? Again, like, we have no idea how, like, the Dark Worlds connect and stuff like that. I mean, even then, like King and Queen, them already being in a relationship somehow, when one is a playing card and one is a laptop, from two completely different buildings, and already having a kid together, I mean, that's already a stretch. But, like, literal spam mail and a plushie, like, I don't see it. I don't see it, like, at all.
Is a little substance lacking.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it's such a popular ship is just because they're both secret bosses and they got nothing else going.
Yeah,
Dude.
basically.
D? I don't fucking know. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no,
I don't fucking
yeah,
care
that's
anymore.
fine. You do the countdown this time.
Okay.
Let's mix it up.
Whoa. 3, 2, 1. Swatch 10!
So
Swatch 10!
Swatch 10!
Swatch 10! Haha. I'm going to cut you off right there. This is beautiful. It's perfect. I think it's actually a perfect ship. And you want to know
the
why?
image you
Why?
created is beautiful.
Oh, it is, right?
Is it purely because they're both black and white characters with, like, with only slight color? Like, why?
How high does he go? You don't even know, dude.
He's like lesser dog. He's gonna start coming down the other side.
Oh my god, dude, that's how they kiss. But look, I actually do think it's a perfect ship, and here's why. Welcome to my YouTube video.
Welcome to my TED Talk.
Welcome. What's up, every guys? So basically, Swatch is tall and potentially buff. We haven't seen his abs yet, but maybe one day we will. Whereas Spamton is small and also copies the kind of vibe of Swatch, right? He takes the glasses and he takes the hair. So
you would also ship Dr. Evil and Mini-Me?
I don't know what that is, and that was nonsense words to me.
The people are gonna lose their shit at that joke. It's the funniest joke ever.
So what I think it's like Spamton is like copying Swatch.
That's like one Dr. Evil and Mini-Me. I mean, granted, I know they're I mean, one's literally a clone of the other, so that's like one step removed from self-cessed. Ugh. Never. Ugh.
Swatch because he admires him so much, and Swatch is like, oh, pesky bee, go away. And then they kind of like slowly bond over time because Spamton is actually like quite a romantic, like he's a smooth talker, and Swatch is kind of like nervous and like he's big but he's kind of nervous, like underneath.
Do you think of Swatch as nervous?
Under the hard exterior, I think there's a soft thing. There's a soft heart of gold. There's a soft something in there.
There's
a soft something, and let's just say
no.
Spamton gets his way, and things getting a little harder.
So you like ships where like one is like a guy and one of them is like a little version of the guy.
Yeah, you're seeing a trend. I like when one is big and one is small. Gimme.
I'll support you on the size difference thing,
Okay.
but I also think there is nothing to this ship.
You're wrong, but look,
not even nothing. It's a negative. The ship has negative value to it.
Where do you think it goes?
I think it goes like bottom D tier, honestly.
What the fuck? Okay.
I don't know. Use your trump card.
I don't want to do that on this one. See,
I feel no passion for this. I feel no passion for Swatch as a character. I think is the problem here. CD's nuts.
3, 2, 1.
Suzel.
Wow.
I mean, well, we hit the same cadence there.
This is basically just canon, so A tier. I mean, do I even have to explain it?
Oh, we're the same guy.
We are, in many ways, the same exact guy.
Cammy... Oh, it's nothing. Don't ask about it.
Suzel. What's your opinion on Suzel?
Yeah, I love it. It's very adorable and beautiful. Like, objectively, it's one of the best things. Okay, like, obviously I like contrast, and I like that Noelle is a nerd and Susie is, like, a bully. That's fun. That's a fun dynamic. And I think they're very beautiful.
It's the only lesbian relationship Toby Fox can write.
That is true, and that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
Undyne's not a bully, but
Undyne is
nerd
loud.
and tough girl.
Yeah, I mean it's good.
I am on the record as saying that I prefer both Cruzy and Chriselle, but I mean there's absolutely nothing wrong with Suzel. It's a lovely little ship.
It's
Call
cute.
it the Ferris wheel ship.
Ah, yeah.
Call it the Noelle hides in a locker and doesn't save Chris from getting bullied ship.
Dude, look, that's what apart from the cute, put the hat on again, and make it like a really fucked up, like make it taller than usual, like taller than a normal hat. Basically, I enjoy the cuteness of the ship. It's cute, but there's kind of an underlying forebodingness to this ship, in my opinion, and it's in a couple ways. I think the most obvious way is that, is Noelle the angel? And if she is, then Susie's going to have to fight her. She's going to have to say no. Noelle,
true.
You can't have your angel's heaven or something, which could either be a really negative thing or it could be a positive thing. It's like, hey, Noelle, I know you want comfort, I know you want security, but come back into the real world where it's scary.
Yeah, please don't end the world.
Or something, right?
That's kind of my vision for how the normal route ends. Honestly, is like exactly that.
Yeah, 100%, right? But there's also something else, and I don't know if this is relatable to anyone, but I see myself in Noelle a lot. I see other people in Noelle. Noelle is like this young, like lesbian girl who she loves Susie, but it's like a fucking obsessive kind of love. Like it's kind of unnerving.
So you're on like the Noelle is unhealthy train.
I'm not. No, not quite. Right. I don't think it's unhealthy. And I know like Jaru thinks that it's like a yandere thing, which I think is very fun, and I would like to see that ship. When I don't think it's
Yandere Noel. No, I don't like that. No, I do not. No.
that's actually what's going on in the story.
Maybe could go that way on the weird route.
That would be fun. Look, sure, you know.
Yeah, I could see that on the weird road. Yeah, potentially.
She's like this young lesbian girl, and I feel like a lot of young queer kids when they're growing up, they don't have the ability to express themselves, right? They don't have the ability to like express themselves honestly with other people, and so when they form like a crush with someone, it is fucking insane. Like it's beyond any like normal crush. It's like so objectifying, kind of almost like fetishistic, and you kind of see that with Noelle, right? Like Noelle will hide in this locker, watch Susie bully Chris. She always ducks like her head a bit to look at Susie's tail, which is feels kind of invasive, but it's very real. Like it's very real. And I think a lot of queer people when they're growing up or when they just haven't done much, they kind of experience this kind of like huge puppy love, right? And so I kind of find that interesting, and that could go in a couple of directions. That could be like, okay, Noelle becomes more stable and they figure it out. Or maybe Susie becomes kind of uncomfortable. She's like, wow, you're putting all these high expectations on me and like this isn't really working. Like this feels kind of oppressive. And then maybe it won't work out, which would be sad, but also very fucking like real and true. I don't know. Maybe it's my own personal preference, but I would love for there to be very mature, sad relationships in Deltarune. I don't know.
Again, Snarlinger, who hurt you? Why do you like all these ships that just suck? I mean, honestly, a lot of them just suck. I mean, honestly, the only one that they that he's suggested so far that I've liked was the potential that like the Asgore and Rudy one was one-sided, like because that works given Asgore's character, but like everything else here has been like so sad and depressing.
Maybe I'm just fucked up. I don't know, man.
You know what? I admire how much of yourself you just put into that analysis of their relationship.
I am God.
That was somewhat moving. Okay,
Thanks.
Well, slow down. I agree. I think what you said was a good job. Are we thinking S tier for this?
Yeah, what do we think? I don't know. It's high.
I'd be willing to put it at the top spot.
Yeah, because it's canon.
Even though I'm bisexual, I didn't really channel that a lot growing up. It was more of a realization I came to when I was an adult. Yeah. So I don't have a lot of the queer youth experience that you're talking about.
Sure.
But I found the speech you just gave really compelling. So I'm willing to put this at the top of S tier.
I'm not.
Oh.
But I'm willing to put it just before my boys.
Okay. What's King and Queen called?
Corn.
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 Go on, then. Or Queen.
3, 2, 1. Corn.
Really? We're going with corn?
Yeah. Didn't you see it on the screen? So I think, once again, in my mind, Queen is just good for comedic pairings. And I like that, like, even though she's also, like, a terrible tyrant, she just dunks on him and, like has
repeatedly
a hamster water bottle than him and has a better wheel than him.
Wait, she has a wheel? What?
Yeah, the Ferris wheel, dude.
Oh, she's doing well, dude.
That's her hamster wheel, dude. She gets in her mech and she runs on it.
Whoa. Yes, no, I agree. It is really good. And what I like about this image you've made is that it kind of looks like she's vlogging. Like this is some kind of like humiliation vlog that she's making. Hey, what's up, every guys? And he's just like sitting.
What's up, gamers?
That's good, yeah. That's how she sounds.
Today we're visiting my ex-husband in prison.
Are they exes? Is that what's going on? Like, what is the deal with any fucking boss character?
Yeah, again, that's kind of what, because like their relationship status is very confusing. Because again, like, Queen specifically states that Lancer is her son. So, like, whether they were married or not, and given that, they're king and queen, granted not of the same, for lack of a better term, kingdoms, so there may be some, like, royal marriage or something going on there. But, like, like, I don't think there's ever been any confirmation. It's like, oh, they're divorced or something like that. So they could potentially still be married, just, separated either because they don't like each other, or literally physically separated because, they're rulers of two separate, kingdoms and stuff like that. So maybe, I don't know. Again, again, the fact that there was something in the past where they actually, like with Asgore and Toriel, they were compatible at some point, and we don't know whether that compatibility is still there or if it disappeared because King became so, it turned evil because of the Lightners, or if Queen went nuts due to lack of internet, or maybe both. I mean, it could literally be anything.
She has the line about how they're familiar with each other. She asks him if he wants anything from the grocery store. She says that she's Lancer's mom, even though she's not actually Lancer's mom. Like, they clearly know each other somehow. This is more of an interesting thought experiment than an interesting ship.
I zoned out when you were talking.
All right, well,
Eight's here. No.
It's a bad romantic ship for sure. Let's put it at the bottom. Who cares?
The bottom? I mean, look, I'm coming around. One is small and the other is big. One is skinny and the other is big. Wait,
you fucking love your size differences, dude.
Wait, this all makes sense now.
Wait, hold on. How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
I'm 6 foot as well.
Well, that's disappointing. It's fine. We could still make it work. I mean, sighs and twiddles my thumbs a little bit and then kicks my feet and grins.
Sorry, man, my Discord glitched out there for a second. I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, I was just grinning and grinning and grinning. I was thinking about something.
What? You're grinning and grinning and grinning.
I was just grinning and grinning and grinning.
that caught me off guard, sorry.
I mean, I know this is an act, but, honestly, this... Snarlinger's act here, it's starting to do I'm starting to do a cringe implosion here. I just want to suck into myself and implode into an infinitely finite point.
Look, I could see it in B, C. They're like a fun thing.
I think C at the highest.
I think
you know what? They're a better divorced couple than Toriel and Asgore in my eyes.
Again, and even then, we don't know if they're actually divorced. We don't know what their marital status is.
Yeah, I mean, they are.
3, 2, 1.
Me and Asgore.
Huh. You must have watched the Q&A, right? Because I said Asgore was the most attractive character. I appreciate that you put this on here. I think this is S tier easily.
Oh, no. I mean, I've never watched your videos. Basically, so, the interesting thing about this ship is that it's about me and Asgore. So, basically me and him would be in love, and, there's a size difference there of, I am literally a raccoon, and he's literally, a big guy, and that's kind of interesting. And I think I could change it. I think I could kind of make it, work.
God, when it comes... I have a complicated relationship with self-insert works. Because, if they're written well and it's not obvious that, they're a self-insert, I can see it work. But, the one type that I can never get behind is, there's been a couple of stories that I've tried to read but just couldn't, because what they do is they literally make the story, the reader self-inserts, where, instead of a person's name, they write in Anon, or OP, or you never, reader, or whatever it is. And that just takes me out of it so much. I hate when they do stuff like that.
And yes,
well, I think, frankly, I would make a much better partner for Asgore because, for one, Asgore, he loves Toriel. He likes a partner that can cook. I'm the cook at my house. Meanwhile, I think you literally eat garbage.
My trash is really good. I don't know if you tasted it before.
Look, I'll taste your junk another time, but the point is, Asgore would clearly prefer me.
Okay. Yeah. So you think he wouldn't even love me at all? Even a little bit?
Who could?
Birdell!
What's your take on Birdell?
It is deeply boring. It is deeply boring.
Okay, so thinking, for me, this is definitely one of those ones where I could definitely see it. Well, even in game, like I see this being as like, oh god, how would you even describe it? Not even being like one-sided. I see this as being basically almost like what Birdley described in game, where he like Birdley being so like not obnoxious, but like being so oblivious that he thinks somebody has a crush on them when they don't. Like, I could see this being where Birdley thinks it's a one-sided relationship, like in game, but just it's not a relationship like at all. Like, I could definitely see that being a thing. Like, I love that just for the comedic and potential like character development that could, you know, come from it.
I do, because it is a ship where like neither of the like both members of the ship are canonically not interested in each other.
Correct. So like, what is it even? Yeah, you know what I mean.
One might even say I was foolish for putting this on the list.
You fucking suck, dude.
Yeah. So I guess this is just like a D tier. Like, I don't know what the hell to say about it.
It is pretty bad.
If there's a single person watching this who's a fan of Birdell, please let us know.
Don't say anything. Don't raise your voice. Don't speak out. It's not worth it. You're not worth hearing.
I don't think that. Snarlinger thinks that, but I don't think that.
No. I don't know. Yeah, fucking D. I mean, it's honestly, it's a high D. It's not a low D.
Is it?
Honestly, yeah.
You know what? They both do care for each other, which is kind of sweet.
But it is worse than these because there's really like nothing. There's nothing.
Yes.
Again, I see it much more as the not even one-sided relationship, where again, I love the idea. I'm sticking with the maybe a bit higher purely just for the comedic value of it being a not even one-sided relationship. I just love that.
It's nothing. 3, 2, 1.
Azzy Pants! Yay!
Okay, so I understand there is much Azzy Pants fic to read, but I've never laid eyes upon it. So, convert me to your side here on Azzy Pants.
So, look, I don't think I know the full history of Azzy Pants. I know Andrew Cunningham has a whole thing with Azzy Pants. I don't know what it is. I don't know why.
I've seen the name Azzy Pants on his streams many a time, and I've never clicked on him.
Correct. It seems too scary, but the moment I read an Azzy Pants fic, it all clicked into place. Oh.
See, for me, this doesn't work purely because we're missing like too many pieces. Like, granted, we've seen at Burger Pants, Pizza Pants, whatever his name is in either game, but we have not seen what Azrael is like at all in Deltarune. We know that he's, you know, the older brother, very caring for Chris and stuff like that. But other than that, we have no idea what any of his personal relationships were, besides the fact that he was supposedly, or basically actually, like the town favorite. Like, everybody in town basically has something good to say about him, but we don't know, like, what any of his personal relationships with these people are. Like, for me, this would just be, you know, C tier, because I could potentially see, like, a good writer write a good story about it, but it would be, like, it's very low, just, again, because there's, like, we have no proof or anything behind it.
Okay. Like, genuinely, I think this is a genuinely beautiful and lovely ship. I just think it's so good.
See, my problem with it is that, like, Burger Pants is, like, the most aggressively heterosexual person in Undertale or Deltarune.
But so is...
that's also a very important thing. I haven't talked about it a lot, but, like, when it comes to ships and stuff like that, I am very much, like... I've never liked the idea of flipping a character's orientation just to make a ship work. Like, if they are, like, confirmed, like, gay or bi or whatever, like, you know, obviously go right ahead. I mean, like, obviously, going back to Adventure Time when I talked at the beginning of this, like, I love, you know, Bubbling. Like, they are absolutely adorable together. But, like, I'm not a fan of potentially flipping around a character's sexual orientation just to make a ship work because I like the sound of it. Like, I'm very, like, when it comes to ships and stuff like that, I'm very much, like, I try to be as close to canon as possible, really. Like, my ships are armed. That's a good way of saying it, yeah.
Any college-age dude who has never even experimented with guys before. Ever thought of that? Ever thought of the dynamic that could be at play here?
I think that if he, you know what, I think I could buy that he's comp-heading really hard.
Mm-hmm.
But please go on.
Yeah, okay. So basically, I read a couple fics. One is by Shadow of Roserade, and the other one is
course it
published by
is.
Shadow of Roserade, but is by another guy that I forgot.
Why are you at the center of every fanfiction-related thing I come across?
Apologies.
Shoutouts to the guy he forgot.
Shoutouts to that person. So basically, yeah, they're in love. Is kind of it's kind of the gist. Okay, so picture this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have these two characters. Azzy Pants is like has stoner vibes, right? He's like a delinquent kind of dude, and he's kind of like really down on himself, and he kind of hates his life. Meanwhile, Azriel, like aged up Azriel, obviously, in like college age Azriel, he is presumably kind of like a goody two-shoes, right? He has all these high expectations placed upon him, and he is very like by the books. Like maybe he's never smoked weed before, he's never done anything crazy, and together they form this really interesting kind of thorny unit because they're very different in many respects. Like they live different lifestyles, but they both hate themselves. Like they both have a lot of self-loathing going on because, you know, Azrael has these high expectations and Burger Pants, he works in fast food, which is enough. There's enough of a justification to hate yourself because it sucks as a job.
So I think that here, I have a little theory about the relationship between Azrael and Burger Pants that I never see anyone talk about. And it's that Azrael doesn't fucking like Burger Pants.
What?
Like, there's the line about how Burger Pants wants Chris to talk to Azrael for him, right? And like Jaru has used that as evidence in his Piles of Azrael's Dust theory that like the town needs Chris to talk to Azrael for them because Azrael's dead and all that. Personally, I think it's way funnier if Burger Pants is just the only guy who doesn't have Azrael's number because Azrael thinks he fucking sucks.
That is funny, but it's not true.
It's absolutely
I
true.
could definitely see that. I like that interpretation.
I don't know. I could go as low as Sweet Cap and Cakes on Azzy Pants.
What?
You heard
For real?
me? I mean, maybe low D tier.
But they're beautiful. Like, they're beautiful. Are you serious?
Burger Pants is the opposite of beautiful.
That's it, dude. I'm using my fucking trump card.
What? No. No, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. They're up here.
God
they're above
damn
Giselle. Oh,
I can't. I shouldn't have introduced this mechanic.
So it feels good to use.
Trump cards are never a good idea.
You don't. So like Rudy and Asgore are at the top, but then these guys are also there because they're beautiful and they're in love.
I resent this. 3, 2, 1.
Kralsei!
So this is basically incest.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd go there that soon.
Yeah, oh god, I didn't even think of that. For me, I was focusing more on the whole, aspect of that seemingly, Chris just doesn't like Azrael, seemingly. But yeah, potentially, Kralsei does look a lot like Azrael. So yeah, that would potentially just be, incest from Chris's point of view. Oh god, oh no. Okay, that's, I mean, it was already a negative ship for me, but that's adding like several more negatives. Ugh.
Like, I understand that Kralsei isn't Azrael, but I feel like you're kidding yourself if you think that Kralsei isn't supposed to be some sort of representation of Azrael.
Look, I agree, but putting my hat back on, and this time it's like an inverted
wow,
hat.
It's actually an invisible hat this time. That's crazy.
Sure, my invisible hat. Basically, you're correct, but that's exactly why it is very captivating. So, my
you
little
heard it
pet
here
theory...
first, folks. Snarlinger is captivated by incest.
No. Okay, so basically, it's interesting because I think my little pet theory about Deltarune is that it is somehow, I don't know how, but it's somehow going to comment on shipping, right? I think it's going to comment on like shipping culture. Yeah, 100%, right? Like you have the whole
I
like
can definitely see it.
The festival where it's kind of implied that you might be able to like hook Chris up with someone at the festival, like you choose who Chris goes to the festival with. You have all these like relationships that are kind of building. I think it's going to deconstruct that in some way. I don't know how, but I think the core of that is going to come down to Chris and Kralsei, because from like an outside point of view, people like Chris, and they also kind of like Rousey because he looks like Asriel, and everyone fucking loves Asriel, and they think Asriel's so cute, and he's like a cute, fluffy boy. And so there's this pull, there's this compulsion to ship them together, even though it is disgusting, and even though Chris would probably be deeply uncomfortable at even the mere thought of being shipped with Rousey.
Actually, speaking of Rousey, there was one ship I saw years ago. I can't remember where I saw it from, but it was this picture. Like it was a ship shipping Rousey and Susie together. Obviously, I think this was like long before Chapter 2 came out. But I think it was, thinking back, I think it was purely based on that one clip, or that one scene near the end of Chapter 1 where Rousey takes off his hat, and like, seemingly Susie gets a little flustered, or seems like she gets a little flustered at seeing his real face, or something like that. Honestly, that's another one, thinking about it, which I haven't thought of in a long time. That's another one I could potentially see, maybe just purely similar on, like, just going on the whole thing is like, oh, cute little guy and big, tough girl, like just on that merit alone, like.
I do subscribe to this theory. I think Spooky Dude made a video on it about the fact that, like, essentially the game is pushing Kralsei on purpose, despite the fact that Chris is most likely deeply uncomfortable with it.
Though, yeah, did I watch that one? I can't remember if I did do a reaction to that one. But I do remember somebody else pointing out, there was the whole thing that potentially that it's not so much Chris that Rousey is into or wanting to get close to, but us specifically. Because, like, the whole thing with, like, Rousey blushing if, like, Chris is near them or on the thing, it doesn't actually fire until the heart, until the soul itself is touching Rousey.
I think that is a pretty interesting take on it.
I agree. Yes, 100%. And yeah, so basically at the end of the game, we're going to be in this school hallway as the lights are like dim through the windows, and we're going to see Sans there, and he's going to explain to us that SHIP 2 is an acronym, and it's kind of going to all like fall into place at that moment. And yeah, so that's why I think Kralsei
Hold on, you can't move on without telling me what the acronym is.
Silly, homosexual, obvious pairing. So that's
obvious. That's SHOP.
Obvious pairing.
Silly homosexuals in Paris.
Anyway, so that's probably like an S tier.
What the fuck are you doing? No, it's not.
I think.
No.
I just think of the implications. So I think
I use my trump card on this right now.
You can't use your trump card.
Oh, you're right. We made the rule against me using the trump card.
Yeah.
Not. Put it like fucking.
That's D tier.
Like
D tier.
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. 3, 2, 1. Mad score. So this ship is supported by a single line in the game. Snarlinger and I were talking about this before recording the video, and he did not even know this line existed. But there is one line in the game where Mad Mew Mew, or however you want to call her before she has her Mew Mew body, says that she asks Chris to say hi to Asgore for her in like a swoony kind of like crushing way. And I think that's beautiful.
I think you're lying about this line of dialogue, Jeff.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I could have sworn that was Metaton. I thought that was Metaton, honestly.
To me.
What the fuck? It's on the screen right now.
I can't see it. The video's not edited yet. I'm not even here. Like, not really.
You're ruining the magic. So I think that actually I take my trump card back. Do whatever the fuck you want with Kralsei. This is S tier.
Oh. This is S tier.
This goes.
I can't put it that way. That's so dramatic. It's above this one because that's you, so I have to be above you. And then
makes sense.
That thing.
If I was as insecure as you are, I'd do the same thing.
I'm literally not insecure. What are you even talking about?
What are you talking about?
S tier? Really? Where?
Yeah, put this right below Curdly. Right above you, because I'm better than you.
What's their deal?
I don't know. Why? It'd be kind of funny.
Okay. I mean, it would be funny, and like aesthetically, aesthetically it makes sense because
again, I mean, like, so I finally, after like what, recording for almost 2 hours now, I finally realized why I'm not meshing most of the time with their grading scales. And it's because we're using completely different rubrics here. I'm like, well, I mean, on top of the whole thing that, you know, these two weirdos have like really weird, you know, fantasies and stuff like that when it comes to, you know, romantic relationships. But like, I'm grading them based on like how close they are to canon, how much they make sense, like whether it makes sense for the characters to be together. And they're just purely doing it on vibes, like, oh, like it'd be funny if they were like, if these two were together, or, you know, stuff like this. So it's just, it's like, it's AM and FM here. We are not on the same wavelengths, not even close.
one is a big guy and the other one is a small boy. as I'm known to appreciate.
In many ways, Mimi was kind of like a smaller version of Asgore as well.
Yeah, I think that's true, and I won't think about that for any longer.
3, 2, 1. Icy pants.
So you pleaded me, like you pleaded with me to put this.
What the fuck? No, I did not.
You were on your hands and knees going, please, please.
Don't listen to him.
So, considering the fact that we have not actually seen Icy and do not know if Icy is in fact an actual character, no.
I don't know why you're such a freak
his own
about
creation. I had
know
nothing
why you're
to
such
do
a
with.
freak about these guys.
I'm gonna keep talking over you. This has nothing to do with me.
I've literally.
Wait, you used my fucking art for the thumbnail too.
Yeah, you drew this. I
didn't draw the burger pants in it. I drew myself on it.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck?
What the fuck? Are you fucking trying to throw me under the fucking bus right now, dude?
Dude, you literally. Yeah, I mean, what is this?
Hey,
is this anything?
Real quick, can we have a off-camera conversation?
Yeah, sure.
You do not come onto my channel and disrespect me like this, okay? I have twice the amount of subscribers you do. I'm a fucking god to you, okay?
Yeah, yes, Cammy.
So I think this ship goes in the detail. What do you think? What is
where it belongs?
Cruels. We had Quools, and now we have Cruels.
Cruels.
Right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, Cruels.
Rulesing.
3. Nice.
Sorry. Awesome.
Wait, keep that in. That was really charming.
Okay, yeah, we've already started the section.
Cruels.
So I wasn't into the ship before I made the thumbnail, and now I'm into it.
Can you explain to me, like, what's going on? What's going on in the thumbnail?
He's giving him a back massage.
That's it?
Yeah. What do you think? It's something sinister, something weird. It's literally just like a boyfriend giving his other boyfriend a shoulder rub.
Again, like, I know in game Lancer called, you know, Rules his lesser dad, but I've always just, you know, counted that up to, you know, Lancer being Lancer. Lancer is weird in a lot of respects. I see King and Rules' relationship very similar to Rules and like Queen's relationship, only with the slightly added benefit that, unlike with Queen, King actually knows who Rules is, though he still does not give Rules like any respect, like, at all. And again, it's the whole thing where, like, if anyone ever actually does give Rules any respect, then there's something very wrong there.
Wow, there's just something about the face and something about how it's just bathed in shadow. I just came to some other interpretation. I don't know why.
In all honesty, though, I like them as, like, platonic co-parents to Lancer.
Oh, 100%, right? They're in a queer platonic relationship, and they're not in love, but, like, they love being around each other, and they love their son.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I think we put this in S tier.
Really?
No.
Really? No.
I mean, even then, like, what was I saying before about about the tier list being rather top heavy?
fuck it. I'm done with this shit, man. How long have we been recording for? 12 hours? It's over.
You hate me, Snarlinger. What do you mean I want to do this forever. This barely even functions as a tier list at this point.
No.
Do you think, I've already asked you this question, but do you think the strand, like this strand is not, like there are strands of skin on other holes in on his body?
Oh, that's what you meant. I thought you were talking about, like, do you think King has other, like, chains coming out of other orifices on his body?
Well, that's also a good question. Like, what is going on? Like, if there is something, like, untoward, is it not what we think, but instead the other thing, the hungry mouth?
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking King takes the chain out of his belly button and he plucks the Rule's mouth strand like a harp with the chain.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
And Rule sings while he does it, and it's like makes a beautiful noise, makes beautiful music.
Oh, it's so sweet. I guess
this is garbage.
Maybe you are a sweet guy after all.
Cut the bit. Cut the section.
No, very much all garbage.
One. Umris. I'm a big fan of this thumbnail that you made. It really evokes, like, a feeling.
Yeah, I mean, this basically is what the story is about. Birdley is he's always looking at shadows and is like, what if life was like Plato's cave, and what if I was really cool?
Honestly, I can't take this ship seriously. One, because again, Susie has like no idea it exists. And two, like that fan fiction, Shadow of Roserade, it's your fault.
And do you know the plot of Umris, this fanfiction story that we're talking about?
I forget. It's been a very long time. If you could give me a refresher, perhaps.
I'll give you an awesome refresher. So basically, Susie is unable to bear children. She can't.
Yeah, it's an AU fic. Honestly, again, just thinking about that video and the story, it's making me want to. It's causing me to collapse again. Oh God! Why does everything come back to that story?
Okay.
Yeah. So she's unable to bear children. So this is the main conflict. Susie is unable to bear children, and for some mysterious reason, Birdley is heavily implied to feel guilty about this, right? Like he feels guilty that she can't bear children. And some of it is just like normal, irrational feelings, but maybe there's something deeper going on. I don't know. And yeah, so that is the reality. And they just kind of sit around, and Birdley just kind of looks at shadows and goes like, philosophy, I guess, and the nature of truth and meaning and perception. And then Susie's like, you want to fuck? And then they fuck for a while. And then at the end, they go to Chris and Noel's house, right? There's like a Chris L ship in this fanfiction as well.
And the story like misgenders Chris the whole time.
Yes, that's how you know that Chris is evil in this story, because they're misgendered and they're just fucked up. Like they just say awful things to Birdley, and they're like, I've noticed that you have an empty home and maybe you want children. Well, it's because of you, Birdley. It's karma for what you did. And then it's not explained what he did, and then the story ends.
Well, I think that makes a great case for this ship.
Yeah, I think it's probably S tier, I guess. It's late.
Can I be honest
have to go
about
in 5
something?
minutes.
I feel like, like during the first half of this tier list, we were actually putting thought into where we were placing these, and I feel like this like genuinely barely functions as a tier list at this point.
Like, if you're not going to take this seriously, I mean, honestly, why even bother at all?
Look, I think this ship is really genuinely... Okay, look. It's compelling in a very fucked up way. Like, I do appreciate this idea of like these two unshippable characters in a relationship somehow.
Wait, so let's like talk about the video game. We're talking exclusively about a fan fiction right now.
But it's fascinating.
So in the video game, Birdley tries to coerce Susie into kissing him. That's disgusting behavior.
Very much so, yes.
I mean, I think to honor Umris, we do need to put this in D. Like, it can't be any higher.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah, I think... So it's like a strong... Like, it's like a good D.
I love a good D.
Love a good D.
What is this one?
Oh, wait.
This is me and you.
and thus my love is laid bare.
Wait, buddy.
Cammy, I know I've been hard on you this video. I know I've said I've never felt love, but I can't think straight around you. Your bulbous fists.
Yeah, you can only think gay.
Your impossibly smooth skin. Your horrible, horrible opinions. Next to me, you could look beautiful. Together, we could be snammy.
Buddy, I'm married.
You're married?
What? I literally told you that.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. A huge shout out to my former friend and collaborator, cammyboiG. He made some really, really tolerable videos on this channel before he unfortunately passed. So yeah, make sure to give them a look. And now I'll do his Patreon shout-outs. Patreon is sort of this website where you gave him money thanks to his $3 patrons, the little freaks. Lilin, Joe, Irupop, Case of Spades, Egard, Duck Quack, Deffy Weffy. And more thanks to his $5 patrons, the average freaks. Mothbites, Colton, Ellie is Gay, Juicemated, Lady Aducan, Momo Sweet Peach, Nova Deluxe, Visible. And thanks to his $10 patrons, yay what? And thanks to his $10 patrons, the huge freaks, Muffins, Void Teeth, Yatet. And a final thanks to the bafflingly financially reckless patrons, to the incredibly generous patrons who subscribe to the joke tier, which is where you paid him $69 to get a drawing of you and him kissing, which isn't even something I would even want at all. That's V, Chaos, Tybee Fits You, and Muffins. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. We had a lot of fun making this video. I like talking about Deltarune. It's fun to talk about gay people in Deltarune. So yeah, I'm going to torch the building and get out of here, but I'll see you in the next one. All right, love ya. Mwah.
Oh god, what's happening?
Aw, you're still alive.
That's right, motherfucker. And I'm here to get my revenge.
Ew.
Well, I'm going to be completely honest here. This, just for some of the ships that, you know, he suggested, I now like Snarlinger a lot less than I did before. And obviously this entire video was basically one big, one big joke, not to be taken seriously. And, honestly, I don't know where to go with it. I mean, I've said my piece on, I like ships that, make sense, or, are close to canon at the very least. Yeah, and I have nothing else to say on this. This will be obviously edited into, a couple of videos here, and that's going to be it for now. So, yeah, of course, as always, original videos linked in the description if you haven't seen it yet for some reason. Corner video lead to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.